The Keeper's Last Watch. Evening light on the shore. The sun was slipping toward the edge of the sea, painting the sky in soft hues of apricot and lavender. Below, the ocean murmured gently, waves folding and unfolding, like a blanket being shaken out over stone. The lighthouse stood quietly on its cliff, its whitewashed sides glowing with the final light of day. It had been there for so long that it seemed part of the landscape, like the rocks, like the sea, like time itself. In a small cottage nestled at the base of the hill, the keeper watched it all unfold through his window. The glass was slightly misted with salt from the wind, but he didn't mind. He held a cup of tea in both hands, warming his fingers. Though the day was not cold, the ritual was comforting enough. Outside, gulls circled and cried softly, their silhouettes flickering like ink across pastel sky. A steady breeze threaded its way through the grass, stirring it in slow waves. From the open window came the faint scent of salt and seaweed, just a hint of old wood from the cottage beams. The keeper's hands were large and knotted from years of work, but his grip on the cup was gentle. His shoulders, wrapped in a thick wool cardigan, rose and fell with unhurried breath. He had done this, sat in this chair, at this hour, in this light, for so many evenings that the motion felt older than memory. But tonight, he noticed every detail with a soft alertness, as if seeing the view for the first time, and the last. The lighthouse had been lit countless times, but tonight would be different. It was his final night. Not for any sad reason, not from illness or regret, simply time. A good life, a long one, measured not in clocks or calendars, but in tides, in winds, in beams of light sent out into the fog. A kettle clicked softly in the corner, having cooled. A book lay on the table beside him, and opened. There would be no reading this evening, only watching, only being still. Outside, the sun touched the water and lingered there, like a promise. The sea, as always, kept moving, quiet, rhythmic, eternal. The keeper rose slowly, placing the cup in the sink with care. His knees creaked, but he smiled. There was a softness to his gaze, not of sentimentality, but of quiet belonging. The time had come to climb the tower one last time. Preparing for the final climb. The cottage was quiet, its walls holding decades of wind and salt in their grain. The keeper moved slowly through the small space, his steps padded and familiar. Each creak of the floorboards felt like the voice of an old friend, not calling him to hurry, but gently reminding him he was not alone. He stood in the middle of the room for a moment, surveying it with calm affection. The kettle sat on the stove, now cool. A wooden spoon rested on the countertop beside a chipped blue bowl. His boots, lined with wool and softened by years, were already by the door. Nothing had changed in this room for years, perhaps even decades, and yet tonight everything felt quietly ceremonial. He folded a wool blanket and laid it neatly over the back of the old armchair. Then he turned to the hearth. There was no fire. He knelt slowly, his knees stiff but sure, and adjusted the iron grate, not out of necessity, but habit. The fire hadn't been lit in weeks, yet the movement grounded him. On the mantel sat a small brass clock